Right, I hope I've waited for enough time, and it's now time to get started. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So there is no electricity here, and I hope it's time to get started right now. Give me one in the chat if you can hear my voice. Just drop me one in the chat. Give me one in the chat if you can hear my voice. Just drop me one in the chat. Good. Okay, so happy to have you all here. So since there is no power here, me, I'll just get started. No, I'm teaching, then we start. Yeah. All right. So all right. So the reason why we are here, friends, is to take you through how to set up trades. And it's one of the most important skills. If you are getting our signals and you are able to receive them, give me a 2 in the chat. If you're able to receive our signals, give me a 2 in the chat. If you're able to receive signals, a 2 in the chat. Because if you're getting signals, then it is important for us to understand how to use the signals. All right, so without delay, it's high time for me now to share the screen and basically take you through our presentation tonight. Okay. Okay. All right, so the training is going to start right away. So if you have people you want to invite, if you have people you want to invite, me, I'm starting. If you have people you want to invite, me, I'm starting. So if you have people you want to invite, me, I want to start. I'll give in just 1 minute. If you have someone you want to invite, me, I'm going to start in just 1 minute. So let's get ready. My face cannot be visible because there's no power here. But if you have people you want to invite, I'm about to get started. All right, I hope now it's time to get started. Welcome to the strategy called Bye Bye Poverty. Now, this strategy is so good because one, it has wallet management. The strategy is beautiful because it helps you manage your wallet. The strategy is so good that whenever there is a single drop in the market, the robot buys in with more money, which basically helps you to trade with more money and be able to make more profit. So I want to welcome you to this strategy, and I believe you will like it, and you will be able to make some more money. If you're already using the buy strategy and you're making some good profits, could you give me a 2 in the chat, a 3 in the chat, sorry. If you're already using the buy poverty strategy and you're making some good profits, could you drop for me in the chat, how much did you make today? Let me see. If you made some profit today, let me see using our strategy. Let me see how much have you made today, some answers in the chat. If you have used the strategy and made some money, let me know in the chat how much you have made today. Okay, Hamafabi says I've made $20. Please type for us how much you have made. Jirina says I've made 40. Tekino Spark 7, 4.7. Baluku Richard has made $30. Jackie has made 36. Tina has made 24, and yesterday he made $106. Elite Crypto Ambassador, I've made 28. Okay, let me see. Asimo Apollo has made 9. Okay, drop us. How much have you made today? And yesterday I made 18. Millie, I've made 15. Okay. All right. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for those of you who have shared. Let's now get into the strategy for better understanding. All right. So I'll share my screen. And we run into the strategy. Okay. So what you're supposed to do, friends, is to go to your royal queue. There are a few steps you need to handle. One, if you can be able to see my royal queue robot, give me a 2 in the chat. I just want to increase my light a little bit. Just want to increase my light a little bit. If you can be able to see my phone, give me 1 in the chat. If you can be able to see my phone, give me 1 in the chat. I just want to come back and confirm if my phone is visible. All right, good. Okay, now. Okay, so the first step, you need to tap on your home button here. Then you tap on the plus sign. Then you tap on the spot. Then you tick all coins. Those are the first step, because some traders look for certain coins and they cannot see them. And they find themselves that they cannot be able to trade. So there are a few steps you need to take, okay? So step number 1. Step number 1, tap on home. Then tap on the plus sign. Okay, so that you can be able to see all the coins. So tap on the plus sign, then you tap on spot. When all coins appear like this, then you come down here, you pick all, then you tap on add, so that you can add all coins into your trading space. Give me a 3 in the chat if that is clear. Then we go to the next step. Give me a 3 in the chat if that is clear. Then we go to the next step. So you have finished step 1. Make sure people who come in our inboxes, I'm not seeing the coin you have given. I cannot access the coin. I'm not seeing the coin in my chart. Those are the few steps you need to take. All right. Okay. Now, having added all our points, our next step is basically to set up our strategy. As a good trader who wants to make money all the time, it is important that you are able to put up a strategy for all your coins. Now, how do you put up a strategy for all your coins? This goes back to the first step called goal setting. Okay, so it is important. So one of the steps that we want to discuss today before we start is goal setting. Am I supposed to set up a goal? Very important. Very, very important. As someone who wants to make money, one of the things you cannot put aside is to set up goals. Like anybody who wants to trade, it is important for you to set up goals, friends. All right? So I want to encourage you that you set up goals. You come up with a goal. Okay, and the goal should be the income goal. How much do you want to make? For example, I want to encourage everybody at least to raise $1,000. Because when you raise $1,000, you can make $50 a day. And I'm going to show you a few steps you can take to make sure that whenever you take a trade and you have $1,000, you can make $50 a day, okay, in this buy strategy. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 tricks that you can take. The only thing you need is called patience. So for you to be able to make $50 a day, these steps are key. Step number 1 to make $50 a day is, before we talk about the settings, the first step, you have a goal. And the goal, you say, I want to turn this $1,000 to $1 million. One of the reasons why I introduced this strategy is that I want to see people who are able to make $1 million before we close up this bull run. How many people are on this call? And making $1 million is one of your most important goals. Let me see the people who associate with me. You are here and you'd love to make $1 million. Okay, let me see some people here. You are here and you'd love to make $1 million. I'm not speaking kwakwa, I'm not speaking garanto. I'm speaking to somebody who says, I want to put an end to poverty. I want to put a deadline to poverty. I want to put a deadline to poverty. So I want to encourage you, my friend, to just raise your capital to $1,000. How many people are here and you are ready to raise your capital to $1,000? You want to make sure that you don't finish up this week. You don't finish up this week, and you're going to do whatever it takes to raise your capital to $1,000 so that you start your journey to making your first $1 million bucks. You want to make sure, friends, that you want to make your first $1 million. Jama M is telling me present. You're not the one who brought me here. Me, I'm not your son. You see, some of you people who come to this calls, you are very rude. Yeah, I'm not your son. You don't pay me. I'm doing this free will. And I want to tell you, Jama, me, even if I don't do this training, me, I will make my money. I just want to tell you, some of you come to these trainings. I don't know where you come from, but you were not helped to, I don't know how I can express it. You don't pay me to come here, my friend. No, I'm not paid. I'm doing this free of charge. You don't pay me. So do not come here in a rude way. You did not tell me to come and present. So I'm not saying people should handle me in a good way, but I ask you, friends, to just control your language. Hey, just control your language. Not be very tough on me. Just control your language. Hey, so that we move in the same way. Me, I don't get annoyed. I can't stop, but I just advise you to control your language so that we move together. So let's go. Now, after you have been able to put up your capital, the second step to win, it is called, you have your goal now. The second step is coin identification. Identify a coin that you are going to trade. Coin identification. Identify a good coin. Identify a good trade. Identify a good trade. And understand that when you identify this good trade, my friend, not all trades are going to be successful. Some will delay, some will deliver fast. So you identify a good trade. There are different steps you can use to identify a good trade. Now, when you decide to identify a good trade, I want also to advise this. If you want to be successful, do not develop FOMO. Do not develop fear of missing out. For example, someone might be here and is seeing burger going up. Someone might be here and sees feeder going up. Someone might be here and sees BB going up or ATM. And you have not done any analysis and you just enter this coin. Maybe for the first time it gives you 3%. Then you say the strategy works. Maybe you do it for the second time, it gives another 3%. But the third time, you pick this coin because you have the fear of missing out and you enter this coin at the heel and you stay there until we finish this bull run when you have not made the $1 million. So I want to advise you that one of the most important part, yes, sometimes you might pick this coin when it is pumping and it gives you profit. But I want to advise you, do not develop the fear of missing out if you want to be successful. Okay? Do not be like a gambler. You need to trade like a casino. And since you want to trade like a casino, you do not want to just go in anyhow. You want to be calculative. So do not be greedy and do not develop the fear of missing out. What do I mean when I say I don't want you to be greedy? Imagine, friends, you see this coin is going up and you decide to put in all your $1,000 to be your first buying amount. I'm going into the settings, but I want the right mindset. First buying amount. Imagine you put in all your $1,000 as your first buying amount and you enter burger at 0.8291 and it goes down maybe at 0.02 and you stay in. It means you are suffering with the word greedy. You want to become a millionaire in a short time. Friends, I want to tell you, this market is not for your grandmother. They will burn your fingers. I want you to understand that you need to behave like a professional. Me saying find $1,000 as your capital, I'm not saying you become too greedy to become very successful. At times, I understand that some people try these things and they work out for them, but they don't come back here when the market hits them hard. Give me a 4 in the chat if that message of mine is at home. Then we continue on the second point. Give me a 4 in the chat if you have understood that message. So on your journey that you want to be a millionaire, I don't want you to be a gambling millionaire. I want you to understand that it is important for you not to develop the fear of missing out. If you see a coin is pumping, how many people are here? You have seen a coin that is pumping. You have entered it and it has given you some profit. Give me a yes in the chat. You say coin pumping, you developed confidence, you entered it and gave you some profit. Give me a yes in the chat. If you have done this, but at the same time, how many people are here? You entered a pumping coin and it caught all your money. Give me a 2 in the chat. You saw a pumping coin, you entered it and it hold all your money. Now, yes, because sometimes when you won, you thought every day will be a Sunday. So I want you to get away from this fear of missing out. I want you to run away from this greed. I want you to control your emotions so that you can win consistently. How many people are here? And you would love to win consistently. You want consistent results. Now, you cannot have consistent results if you have the fear of missing out. You cannot have consistent results if you are greedy. Okay. Now, having learned, there are a few things we can use, friends, to be able to pick up coins, to identify good coins to trade. Now, step number 1 in coin identification. One, you can use our signals. Okay. Coin identification, step number 1 is use our signals. Use our signals. Step number 1. Step number 2, develop your personal signals. You can either use TradingView, but today I'm just going to give you some hack tricks, 2 or 3 hack tricks to help you find coins by yourself and take a 3%. Okay, are we ready, friends? I want to teach you 2 hack tricks before I go to setting up a strategy, finding coins by yourself. Okay, are we ready? Give me a 1 in the chat. I just want to take up 5 minutes to this. Pay close attention, friends. Pay close attention. I'm just going to spend 5 minutes on this. Then I go to the bye-bye poverty strategy. First step, come on this royal queue and use this icon called percentage change. Come on the royal queue and use this icon called percentage change. Come on this royal queue and tap on this percentage change. Tap on this arrow so that maybe it puts the most coins that are doing well on top and the least that are doing bad down, okay? Step number 1. Now, step number 2, you can choose either to go in for these that are doing well, or you can choose to go in for those that are doing poorly. So let's start with these that are doing well. I'll pick burger as the first example. You can use 15 minutes time frame. This is the chart. You can use 15 minutes time frame you can decide to use 30 minutes time frame. But if you want to take a reasonable profit of 3 hours, of 3%, I would advise you to use either 1 hour or you use 4-hour time frame. Okay, good. Now, these are candles, and I would encourage you to use different tools. Below here, we have a tool called moving average. Could we type the word moving average in the chart? Could you type for me MA in the chart? And I want to give you a hack trick of using these moving averages to trade or to help you pick a good coin. Now, you must understand when you should use them, okay? All right, so what I'm saying, the first moving average, which is orange in color, is a 5 moving average, and it is this one. It means that this moving average, it looks at the average price of the last 5 candles. And moving average 10, it looks at the average, the average of the last 10 candles. And moving average 20 looks at the average of the 20 candles, and moving average 30 looks at average of the 30 candles. So that is 5, then this is 10, then this is 20, and then this is 5. Now the hack trick is here, friends. When you find them organized, when the biggest is the one below, the second one is 20, the second one is 10 and 5, and now you find them when they have met in one area, in either the 4-hour time frame or the 1 hour, where they have met, they have formed what we call a rainbow, and it is called a golden cross. A golden cross, the word golden cross, is an entry point where you can take a 3% in 1 hour or in the 4-hour time frame. But I'm more confident in the 4-hour time frame, where you see a small moving average crossing a big moving average, all where you find when all these 4 moving averages have met, and they have met in one place like this, friends. Okay, they have met all in one place like this. Then after meeting here, they split. They split. The more they split, the higher the market goes. So once you find this golden cross, I want to encourage you to enter that trade with confidence and take a 3%. Hack trick number 1. Okay, so let's now check with the most negative coin. So we can either go in with the most positive or we go in with the most negative. Okay, and instead of 15 minutes, we are going to go to either 4 hours or 1 hour. Okay, now using the moving averages, now we cannot enter here. Okay, here we cannot enter, friends, using the moving averages. But if I go back here, was this a perfect entry point? If I go back, I'm going to give you other tricks we can still trade such a coin. Was this, give me a 1 in the chart, if this was a perfect entry of this trade in the 4-hour time frame? Give me a 1 in the chart. So if you don't see an opportunity in the 4-hour time frame, 4 hours means it's a big picture, let me say, of 2-hour time frame. Okay, so you can check out and say at 2 hours, so there's no business. Then let me go to 1 hour. Okay, to 1 hour. There is no strong business, although using other trading strategies, we could see business, and I will discuss that a little bit later. But what you see here, friends, is that we see that a 5 moving average is crossing a 10 moving average. How many people can see that? I will not do a lot of things here. I'll just keep here. How many people can see that? Okay. Now, you keep to the strategy. So many people make mistakes. You keep to the strategy. You look for a coin that is reading the strategy you are looking for. If it's not reading the strategy, you ignore the trade. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. For the moving average, you look for that. If it's not reading, you ignore the coin. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. So your role, friends, your role is just to look for that, either in a lower time frame or in a bigger time frame. I'm going to give you other strategies. So you look for that. If you don't see it, you do not use that strategy to trade. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. Give me a yes in the chat. You focus on the strategy. If the coin is not telling you the strategy, you ignore. Now let's go to another hack trick. Now it's very bad to use one. I'm going to start with, let me go back to this. Okay, so we have learned about the moving averages. So I'm going to remove them. And now I want to introduce what we call the Bollinger Bands. Okay, these are called the Bollinger Bands. Okay, the Bollinger Bands. So I'll just place them in the 4-hour time frame for you, friends, so that you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, now the Bollinger Bands, they have 3 major lines, friends. They have 3 major lines. Let me put it in 1 hour. Okay, here it comes out very well. They have 3 major lines, okay? All right, so let me explain. They have 3 major lines. They have this upper line, they have this lower line, and they have the middle line. Usually, I don't know why Royoku did not name this. Usually, the middle line is usually a moving average. And this upper line, this acts as a resistance, this acts as a support. Okay, this acts as a resistance, this acts as a support, and this also can act as a resistance or as a support. If you are new and you don't understand what resistance and support means, take the floor where you are standing. If you go and stand on the floor of your room, the floor is the support. You are being supported. And when you try to jump to the ceiling, it is the resistance. So this is the support, and this is the resistance. So if the market gets supported here, it will try to move to the roof. If it breaks the roof, it goes to the next resistance. That's what we mean by resistance. But what I mean is here, how do you use the Bollinger Bands? The first sweetest strategy, friends, let me press in the 4-hour time frame. The first sweetest strategy, the Bollinger Bands form what we call a squeeze and a bubble. Okay, let me show it to you here. The Bollinger Bands usually form what we call the squeeze and the bubble. Okay, can we see this is the squeeze, this is the bubble? Can we see the squeeze, then the bubble? Can we see the squeeze, then the bubble? Give me a 2 in the chat if you can identify. The Bollinger Bands usually form what we call the squeeze and the bubble. And as a good trader, like if I go down here, let me go for the most negative coin. When I go in here and I look at this and I see a squeeze, I expect a bubble. When I go maybe in the 1 hour time frame and I see a squeeze, like here, I see a squeeze, I expect a bubble. Whenever I see a squeeze, I expect a bubble. So the bubble could be the market will go to the downside or the market will go to the upside. Give me a 1 in the chart. Give me a 1 in the chart. Before now I go to how to use the Bollinger Bands. Give me a 1 in the chart before I go. If you can be able to see the squeeze and the bubble, the squeeze and the bubble, the squeeze and the bubble, the squeeze and the bubble. Now, how do you use this? The formula is simple. The hack trick is simple, friends. When you find, this is how you use the Bollinger Bands to be successful. If you don't use this, the rest don't work out very well. How do you use? When you find that a candle comes down and closes above, that's the simple trick. It closes above this lower line. You can enter this coin and take a comfortable 3%. Let me show you different examples. Let me go to a coin that is doing so well now, or any of those near to that. Okay, let me pick FIDA, or this one. The best hack trick of Bollinger Bands is this. Let me put it in the 4-hour time frame to see. Use a bigger time frame to get good profit. Okay, good friends. The best strategy is, for example, can we see this here? Can we see this here? When a candle closes above this lower line, it closes above the lower line, you can plan to enter that coin. and you take a comfortable 3%. If the coin is not reading that strategy, the rest work, but they are highly risky. The rest of the strategies work. Once you find like this, it closes above, you can comfortably take a 3%. But other strategies work, but they are higher risk. Let me open for you Badger here. Why is my phone not working? The coins are no longer opening. Am I still in the Zoom? Am I still here? Now, for the Bollinger Bands, I'm saying, friends, find when the coin has still closed above. If it is below, don't go in for that coin. For example, you see here on cake, enter. You see here on cake, 15 minutes, but go in for a bigger time frame, either 1 hour. Now, this I will not trade. Either 1 hour or 4-hour time frame. Like here, can we see? Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see what happened here on cake. Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see this. Candles moved below and they closed above the line. There, enter and take a comfortable 3%. The other strategies work, but they will bring you into problems. So that is how we use the Bollinger Bands. Okay? Now, these two, they cannot work together because they are almost the same. These two. So choose one of the two. You can put in this. Can we all see the crossover happening here? Give me a 3 in the chat. Can we all see this happening here? Type for me a 3 in the chat if you can see that I've typed there. If you can see that in the chat, give me a 3 in the chat. Now, either you can put in the moving average and see how it looks like, or put in the Bollinger Bands and see how it looks like. Now, do not use one indicator. We have volume. Okay, this volume may not be so clear, but I want to try to explain it. I want to explain volume. Ladies and gentlemen, trading is volume. Okay, trading is volume. And now, this trading here, it has a moving average on it, although it is not very clear. But these moving averages, there is a 5 moving average and a 10 moving average. They're here to indicate for you volume. So once the 5 moving average crosses above the 10, it means the volume is good. But I'll not focus on the volume. I'll put my focus on the MACD, which is the moving average convergence divergence indicator. It also, let me remove this volume. It also has 2 lines. Let me show you. Because some of you may not see, but I'll try. Can we see the crossover here and the crossover here? They're almost in the same place. Now, this is the must have, but try to put in another indicator like the MACD. If you see the crossover happening, then just know this is 1 and this is 2. So this signal was good at entry at that time. I think I'll give in these things more time. Then lastly, we could use the KDJ and the RSI. Okay, the KDJ and the RSI, especially whenever they form a good crossover. But these I'll discuss more. So today I will stop on the moving average. I will stop on the moving average, the Bollinger Band, the MACD. So, and the RSI, but the RSI is not so clear, the one that is here in Royal Q. So we shall use either the moving average and the MACD. Very important. Or either the moving average and either the Bollinger Bands and the MACD for now. To find a trade that you could pick by yourself or use TradingView if you're attending those classes, or all, like you see now, this is not coin. You see, although it is It is the promising coin. Okay. Now there is a squeeze here. There's a squeeze here. So it means this coin will still drop some more little bit before it moves up. Okay, you may not have learned everything, but if you have learned something, give me a 1 in the chat. If you have learned something, give me a 1 in the chat. I now want to go to my next topic. I'll add on others next week. Okay, see you on Wednesday next week. Now I want to go to my last topic. Now, that was if you want to choose a coin by yourself, you can use our signals or choose a coin by yourself. Now, let's go to setting. Although choosing a coin is key, setting up a coin is very important. Okay? Setting up a coin is very important. Setting up a coin is very important. Choosing a coin is key, but giving the right settings. Now, for you who is saying you don't consider the drop, you did not listen to my first training. I said, you must give settings to your robot, to what the robot should do when the market gets into profit and what the robot should do when the market goes against you. They must. If anybody is here and you set a coin without margin calls, you are doomed. You are just suffering with greed, but you will pay the price big time. I promise you, you'll pay your price big time. You will pay the price big time. This is one of my favorite coins. This is one of my favorite coins. I love it. But now it has no business. I wish for it quick recovery. I wish you quick recovery from your problems. I'm not the one who brought you in the market. Me, I'm here for money. If you suffer and they delist you, it is none of my issue. You go comfortably. I will not look for you. Okay. So let me get to my topic. Settings. Now, a good trader, friends, a good trader must provide settings before they receive the signal. They don't send you the signal, then you start putting in the settings. Provide your settings first. So I'll tap on mine. Then I'll tap on my strategy setting. And here I want to create my strategy. Now things here are very tough. You have not yet synchronized. Did I ask for that? My strategy settings, where are you? Good. Yeah. Why am I going in for my synchronized strategy? Yeah, it is here. Now you want to create your strategy. Now strategies here are very many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will not allow to add. Okay. So now I'm going to create my strategy. Now I don't need whether it is the risk type, either it is conservative or radical. It doesn't matter because I'm going to create my own strategy. These risk types that are here, either conservative or radical steady, they would be important if I'm going to use the default settings of Royal Q, but I want to provide my own settings. Now, the first step is to create your first buying amount. Your first step is to create your first buy-in amount. Like we said in the Super Bull Run strategy, and I'm repeating here, you have two decisions. One, people usually get confused. Decide what you want. Me, I'm not the problem. You can either go in for 3 different ways. One, you can say I have $1,000. I will dedicate my $1,000 to one coin. I have $500. I will dedicate $500 to one coin. I have $300. I will dedicate $300 to one coin. This is what this strategy is all about that we teach on Wednesday. When you attend on Monday, they teach a different strategy. But this on Wednesday, you look at your capital and you trade one coin at a time. Give me a 5 in the chat if my message is home. Give me a 5 in the chat if my message is home. it is one coin. You have $1,000. It goes to a maximum of $1,000. So if you have $2,000, you go in for 2 coins. If you have $3,000, you can go in for 3 coins. You can even say 1,500 per coin. If you have $100, this is the whole capital looking at one coin. This is what Wednesday is all about. Now, having explained that, you have 2 choices. By the way, 3. Choice number 1. Listen to me critically. Listen to me critically. Listen to me critically. Strategy number 1. I have $1,000 times 15%. You'll get 150. So you put your 150 here, the first buying amount. If you have 500, it will be 75. If you have 300, can we give the answers in the chat? 15% of $300 is how much? 15% of $300 is how much? Let me start with 1,000. 15% of $300 is 45. Thank you so much. It's 45. It's 45. 45. Thank you. What is 15% of $1,000? What is 15% of $1,000? 150. Thank you so much, my leader. Few. Okay. What is 15% of $100? What is 15% of $100? $15. What is 15% of $50? What is 15% of $50? What is 15% of $50? Thank you. 7.5. 7.5. So that is strategy number 1. You ask yourself, what is 15% of the money I have? And that becomes your first buying amount. I hope we are clear. With all our strategies, either it is the bull run or the super bull run or the buy by poverty, the margin calls are 5. Our take profit is 3%. Our take profit callback is 0.1. Our buy-in callback is 0.1. Our distributed take profit is 0.1. Whether the signal and our coins we put on cycle, this is our strategy. So after you have found the first buying amount, when it comes to these other places, this is our strategy. When the coin rises by 3% and tries to go down by 0.1, the robot will sell, and you will get either 3% or 2.7 or 2.9. The buying callback 0.1. We don't want the robot to put in our money very fast in the market, and we don't want the robot to delay to put in our money in the market. This is our strategy. Either in the bull run, either in the super bull run, or in the buy by poverty strategy. Our margin configuration is also the same. First call 0.2. Second call is 0.3. 0.3. Third call is 0.5. Fourth call is 1. Fifth call is 1. This is our margin configuration in the bull run strategy, in the super bull run, and in the buy by poverty. It is the same. Now, when it comes to the multiple buying ratio, this is where things change a little bit. And I want you to understand me critically here. If you have your money and you can afford this double wrap that is here, use it. If you don't have, me I would advise you either go in with our buy by poverty strategy, which is a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 5. I will not teach other strategies here. I'll just keep it to that. It is 5 throughout. Those are our settings in the buy by poverty strategy that I'm supposed to teach today. Our multiple buying ratio is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now I want to express my saying. If you have little capital, maybe you have $50, maybe you have 100, and at least the robot buys 2, and your money gets over. Do not get annoyed. Just remain patient. Now, this is our strategy. Now, I want to be smart when it comes to the first buying amount, and I want to advise accordingly. Now, this is what I'm adding in this buy by poverty strategy. Do you have people with strong hearts? Do you have people with strong hearts here? You can wait for a coin until it delivers. Let me see. People with strong hearts. Do you have people with strong hearts? You are willing to wait for a coin until it delivers. Do you have some people with strong hearts? Because there are people with weak hearts. When the coin goes against them, my money, my God, save me, I'm not making money, I'm making money, I'm talking about strong-hearted. I want to give you a hack trick. This is for strong-hearted people. For example, I have $1,000. You see, as the market is getting better, you need to get stronger. And you find a good coin, a coin that has dipped very good, either the golden ratio of 61.8 or it drops to 0. Okay? Now, the hack trick is here. If I have $1,000, I can decide to put my $500 as my first buying amount. So instead of me going with 15% of my capital, I can go with 0.5% of my capital. But don't try this if you are very weak, because you will suffer. Are we together? Are we together? Give me a yes in the chat if we are together. Give me a yes in the chat if we are together. What's happening? Am I still in the Zoom? Give me a yes in the chat if we are together. Do not try it if you are weak-hearted. Because when the coin goes against you, what will happen? When the market goes against you, what will happen? When the market goes against you, if you do that, what will happen? You will suffer. So if you are weak-hearted, me, I want to advise you. Yes, you will sweat plasma. It looks like a joke, but I tell you reality. It looks like I'm joking, but don't try it. I advise 15%. Hello? Are we together? I advise 15%. But if you have a strong heart, you can go in for that strategy. It works like a crazy. With your $1,000, you can even sleep with $100 per day. But once they get your intestine, you will see how your intestines start sweating plasma. You will see how your intestine sweats plasma. I advise 15%. But if you are strong-hearted, you can go in for either 50, but understand the precautions. I want to emphasize the precaution. The precaution. You understand. Now, you look at this one. It's now 3 days my robot has not given me anything. Is it the robot that controls the market? The robot, you just give it instruction. Has the coin sold and the robot has refused to sell it? No, look, this one might be new, but I'm sorry. Your approach was supposed to be very little. So I approached you in a harder way. But sorry, my brother, you will be well. Just take some water. Just take some water. I handled you in a harder way. I thought you were already students, but I'm sorry. Take some water. Take some water if you don't have more capital. You see, people with little capital can swallow you. Oh, my money, my $50 is feeling lazy one day. Come here, rescue the coin. You are new. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing it. Okay, now 15% of your capital to be your first buying amount. Now, we want to save this strategy in all the coins. Are we ready, friends? Okay, so we are going to set our strategy in all the coins. Step number 4. Then step number 5, I will be done. We want to set all the coins, the strategy in all the coins. Are we ready? Are we ready to put the strategy in all the coins? Are we ready? Are we ready to put the coins in the strategy in all the coins? Are we ready? Are we ready to put all the coins, the strategy in the coins? Let's go. Okay. Now, we are going to tap on quantitative. When we tap on quantitative, or if you don't have quantity, if you don't have strategy, we are going to tap on strategy. So we come here. We tap on strategy. Home, then we tap on strategy. After tapping on strategy here, we tap on the setting icon here. Done. So we tap on the setting icon. When we tap on the setting icon, we now tap on batch setting. We tap on this Kasengeja, this funnel. You see this funnel here? We tap on the funnel. When we tap on the funnel, we make sure it is Martingale strategy bot. I'll explain these bots on Friday. Don't worry. We make sure it is Martingale strategy bot, Martingale strategy bot, and it is all the coins. All right. Martingale strategy bot and all the coins. Then we confirm. Then after we have confirmed, let me repeat the process. We go back on our robot. We tap on home. Home. Then we tap on strategy. Strategy. When we tap on strategy, we choose the running side. You see these bots are many here. So make sure you come and tap on running. So when you tap on running, you tap on setting. When you tap on setting, you tap on the funnel. So you make sure when you tap on settings, you are in USDT. Then you tap on the funnel. When you tap on the funnel, you make sure it is Martingale strategy bot. Running, then you confirm. Give me a 2 in the chat if those steps are clear. We are finishing. Give me a 2 in the chat if those steps are clear. Give me a 2 in the chat if those steps are clear. A 2 in the chat if those steps are clear. Okay, let's go. We are about to finish. Now, come and tick all the coins. Come down here where it is written all. Come down here where it is written all. Tick all the coins. Tap on all here. Then all the coins that are in Royal Q in USDT are going to get ticked. Now, the coins that you are trading currently and they have your money, you just come on top here. Because they will come on top, just untick them. and tick. What has happened? Sometimes, I don't know whether it is an accident, but you are using the phone, then the phone goes boop. Okay. Hope I'm back. So quantitative, running, setting, all the coins. So the coins that have your money, you unselect them that have your money. Then don't get annoyed because the rest will be ticked. Then you tap on batch setting. After tapping on batch setting, you tap on strategy setting. After tapping on strategy setting, manually create. After typing on manually create, choose a strategy. Then you tap on your strategy. Let me repeat. You have selected, you have unticked those that the robot has already bought. Then tap on batch setting. When you tap on batch setting, tap on strategy setting. When you tap on strategy setting, tap on manually create. When you tap on manually create, tap on choose a strategy setting. Then you touch your strategy. Let me repeat. If you have gone through those steps, you have ticked all and tick the coins that where your money is, just unselect. So it is selected, you unselect. Then you tap on batch setting. When you tap on batch setting, tap on strategy setting. When you tap on strategy setting, tap on manually create. When you tap on manually create, tap on my template. Choose a strategy setting, tap on your strategy. Never forget to put your first buying amount to be 150. Then you save. Then you save. All the coins in Royal Queue will receive your strategy. Make sure the AI margin call is on. I want to do the last part. Are we together? Give me a 3 in the chat if we are together up to there. So that now I go in for the last part of the day. Give me a 3 in the chat if we are together up to there. Then I go in for the last part of the day. The last part of the day is the most important part. How you are going to turn this money to $1 million. That's the most important part. Okay. Now, all the coins are now receiving my strategy. That's why it is rotating. So all the coins are batching up with my strategy. So all the coins are batching up with my strategy. Always remember that when you tap on that strategy, the first buying amount may remain either 15 or 12. Edit it. Edit it to the amount you want. If you have 70, if you have 500, it will be 75. If you have 300, it will be 45. If you have 200, it will be 30. If you have 100, it will be 15. If you have 50, it will be 7.5. I hope I've answered that. Okay. Now, let us say it has peaked. I'll not waste time. Let us say it has peaked. And I came here. I picked the PRY. I looked at it, either using the Bollinger Bands, and I saw that the coin is good. All I used the moving averages down here. All I entered in 30 minutes. It is up to you. I saw the coin is good. Let me pick any at random. Maybe I don't like this one. Okay. Let me say I picked this coin. Let me go in for 4 hours. No, it looks very stupid. Let me pick another one. Fishy. I like these ones that have been dropping because that's where the business is. May I have coins that have dropped? There is no business here. So I continue with which one? Which one looks nice in my eyes? Key, the Simuluzo. The Simuluzo. Simuluzo. Guys, I rest. So let me pick any coin. So I pick hyphy, create, martingale strategy bot, create next. The strategy is already in my coin. The strategy is already here in my coin. Now, if the coin has a preset price, if the coin has a preset price, just come here. Just come here. And tap on the first preset buying price here. As simple as that. Then you enter the price given. 0.8885, you confirm. Then you tap start. Then the robot will buy. After the robot has bought, come back, tap on trade setting, change this first buying amount. If you had $1,000, divide this first buying amount by 5. Divide this first buying amount by 5. And it will be 30. If you have $500, divide this first buying amount by 5, and it will be 15. Now, people with little capital, Kwanza, let me go to the calculator here. People with little capital, $100. Your first buying amount was 15. Don't divide by 5. At least for you, divide by 3. So that you get $5. Don't go by 5. $100 and below. If you have 50 and your first buying amount was 7.5, for you, don't divide by 5. At least divide by 2. 7.5 divided by 2. Even this will not buy because the minimum will be 5. Maybe you decide to divide by 1, but will it work? 7.5. When you divide by 1, you get what? 7.5. For you, leave it. $50, leave it. It's 100, you divide by 3. The rest, those are 200 and above, for you can divide by 5. What you get will be your new first buying amount. Now, this is the most important part. Having done that, so now your trades will continue as normal. If you want to make a lot of money and hit that $50 with no given time, I said it the other time, connect your Royal Q to your Telegram account. I know most of you don't know how to use Telegram. Let me come here on Telegram. Are we still together? I'm finishing now. Are we still together? Give me a yes in the chat if we are together. Give me a yes in the chat if we are together. I'm not here to check coins. Give me a yes in the chat if we are together. Good. If you see the coin is good to trade. Now, connect your Royal Q. Connect your Royal Q to your Telegram account. How? Come here on system settings. Come here down. Come on mine. My upline is waking up. Come here on mine. Then you come here on system settings. Come here on system settings. When you come here on system settings, come here on setting notifications. Or notification settings. Come here. Go here on Telegram notification and connect your Telegram to Royal Q. Connect your Telegram to Royal Q. How? Simple. Tap on this link. Tap on this link. When you tap on the link, Telegram is going to open. Then copy this link. Copy this Telegram code and paste it to the Royal Q Telegram link that has opened. For example, I open here. It might delay. Me, I want to use shorter time. You open the link, then you copy the Telegram code and paste it in. Then you get your Royal Q connected, as simple as that. Now, what are you supposed to do next? Come here on your Telegram. I know most of you don't know how to use Telegram. Come here on Telegram. Then come on settings. Come here on settings. Come here on privacy. First, start from here. Privacy and security. Come on privacy and security. That's the first step before you become excited. Come here on privacy and security and put in two-factor authentication. Put in two-factor authentication. Put in two-factor authentication and make sure it is in. Give me a 1 in the chat if you have learned that. I want to go to the last part. Give me a 1 in the chat if you have learned that. This is my last part. Then I complete notifications on Telegram. Now, come here on your Telegram. Tap on notification and sounds. Come here on notification and sounds. Now, for example, if I want to create private chats, I add here. Then let me say, I say Royal Q. Then I need a specific sound, for example, this one. I upload a song. If I have a song, I upload a song. If you have songs in your phone, maybe I have a certain song. There is no song here. I'm not so much song located. Maybe I have a song. Me, I'm not song located. But if people you have now, there's this one, first aid. Then maybe I select. Now it is too large. Then I add. So it has a certain song. It has a certain song, which means, friends, I add my songs. I can even put a vibrator. Now, this one, I put a vibrator so that when my Royal Q buys, I get a special message. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have learned that. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have learned that. Now, my last part is compounding. Okay, my last part is compounding. Compound, 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 compound. If you make $5 on this trade, on the next trade, let it be 155. Give me a 3 in the chat if that is. I think that's the simplest way people can compound. If I make $25, my next trade will be 150 plus 25. If I make $2 and my first buy amount was 7.5, on my next trade, am I making sense? Thank you so much. Too much of anything is always bad. So you get your notifications, you make sure you make your next trade better, and you are good to go with your trading, friends. Thank you so much. I wish you a good night. Just a reminder for those of you who don't want to build teams, look at the income. As the market is getting better, our income is getting better. Let me see this side slowly. Let me cover. Our income is getting better. Those of you who don't want to share the business, I want to encourage you to share the business so that you get more capital. Especially, there is a big problem with people who don't have capital. Friends, this Zoom has been recorded. The Zoom has been recorded. I request you to go to the YouTube channel. I request you to go to the YouTube channel and watch this training once again. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending. Have a good night. God bless you, and bye, everybody. I repeat, I told you the hack trick on margin calls. Make sure the AI margin call is on. If you want to make more money, the reason why I told you the notification, you can switch off the AI margin call. If your robot buys like 2 margin calls, you return the margin calls back. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. If you want to make too much money, switch off the AI margin call. Let the robot buy like 2 margin calls. Then you switch on the AI margin call again. It buys like 2 or 3, then you switch it on again so that it doesn't finish all your capital. The other thing I will say as I'm coming to the end of my call, understand, friends, that you will remain with $100 unused if you have $1,000. If you have $1,000, you remain with $100 unused. If you have $500, you remain with $50 unused. How many of you have seen current price signals? How many of you have seen current price signals? Signals with the current price. How many of you have seen signals with the current price? How many of you have seen signals with current price? How many of you have seen signals with the current price? So those signals are usually good. Go in with your $100 as your first buying amount. Go in with $100 as your first buying amount. Are we clear? Give me a 1 in the chat. Go in with $100 as your first buying amount. Enjoy that trade. Enjoy that trade that has come in, all right? And be able to win. People, you are typing, what is the name of the YouTube channel? People are answering you, but you are still asking the same question. Why do you want me to write the answer, yet people are helping me and writing the answer for you? Someone asked the first time, he's replied. He asked the second time, he's replied. So you want me to answer, yet people are answering you. People are answering you. What they are telling you is the right thing. Listen to them. See, someone asks, they repeat, they repeat, they repeat, they repeat. They're answering you. Why do you doubt them? They're answering you. They are doing the work. Okay? So you have your $500. You remain with $50 unused. Dive in with that current price signal. Dive in with that current price signal. Enjoy it. If it catches you, I told you current price signals are highly deadly, but highly profitable. So compound that money with those current price signals. Enjoy them. They're usually pumping coins. Enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them, enjoy them. Dive in with your $100. Dive in with your $50. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. I come to the end of this call. I wish you a good night. Just know I'm paneling up a very big team to keep dropping signals like nobody's business, both current price and preset price. I wish you the best. Yes, current price signals, they can break your leg. Please, the meeting has been recorded. I request you to go and watch the video and be able to understand where you have not understood. There is no electricity here, and it is getting more darkness. My phone might go off before I finish. If you didn't understand, go to the YouTube channel, watch the video until you understand. God bless you. Bye, everyone, and bye-bye. Yes, I see you are asking me about Telegram. Please go to the YouTube and watch it. Let me drop the video of the YouTube channel here before my phone goes off, because someone asks a million times, you would say go to YouTube, and it still asks The video is here. Tap on it. Just go to the end of the Zoom where I handled your issue. Because someone can ask like a million times, you repeat it, he asks again, you repeat it, he asks again, you repeat it, he asks again, you repeat it, he asks again. So tap on the video. It's on YouTube. Watch it up to the end. Find that Telegram thing you want, sir. Have a good day. Bye, everyone. I'll just end the call before my phone blows up.